Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome to Goodnight Scotland, a goodnight podcast for boys and girls everywhere. I'm your host, Joel.
And I'm your co-host, Scotland.
And together we're here to wish you all a very happy and good night. We're in our favorite place. We're up in our secret room. It's no longer really a secret. Why? Because we told everybody we had a secret room. And so there's a saying, the cat is out of the bag. Have you ever heard that saying before, Scotland?
No.
That just means everyone knows our secret, that we have the secret that we have a secret room. And that's where we have our podcast set up. We have my keyboard and we have our microphones. And we also have, I'm going to say special guests, but she's made a few appearances. We've got Miss Holly, Scotland's mum, my wife, here with us tonight. You want to say hi?
Hi.
And she is our special story reader. Have you guys been enjoying her stories lately? She's read, how many you read there?
I think I've read 3.
Knew it.
3 stories so far. So that's been really great. And it just changes things up a little bit. So you never know what to expect when you listen to Goodnight Scotland. Speaking of, has anyone seen TCR lately? Have you seen him around the place?
No, and he didn't even give me piggyback ride yet.
He didn't. Yes. Okay. Well, let's get him in here and let's just see if he's around. TCR, you around? All right. There we are. Hi, TCR. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. I appreciate you having me on the show today.
Well, to be honest, TCR, we've been just a little worried about you. You want to fill us in where you have been?
Yes, I have been on vacation.
Okay, and just fill us in here because we're all just a little bit curious. Where does a robot like yourself go on vacation? Can you fill us in on that?
Yes, I can. It goes like this. Bermuda, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take her.
Oh, TCR, I don't know if that's appropriate here, but you've been to Jamaica and Bermuda. Fantastic. That reminds me of a song. Hey, TCR, do you want to play that song for us? I mean, I'm assuming because you're programmed with all sorts of information that you can play keyboard. Maybe you can play us that song.
I would be delighted to play the piano for a change. I am much more talented than you, Joel.
All right, well, come on over here and show us your skills there. Wow, TCR, that's pretty good.
Thank you. I told you that I was talented.
Well, yes, you are. And if it's okay, I'll go ahead and take back over here with my boring chords, but hopefully peaceful, nice-sounding chords. You like the sound of that? I could fall asleep to that. That's why I play so boring, TCR. Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah, thank you. So much encouragement here. Maybe we should talk about encouragement tonight. But you know what I was thinking we might talk about? Is some hard work. I've been doing some hard work lately. We have lived in our house. Yes, the house with the secret room. We've been living in this house in the Chicagoland area for about 5 years. And we've done a lot of renovations. We've painted walls and built this and torn down that. And we've made it nice on the inside, but one thing we haven't really done is worked on the outside, our garden. I thought, you know what? This might just be the year that we work on our garden. So that's what we have done this year. We have bought a lot of plants, and we have dug holes, and we have planted them. And we have put mulch around, which really is like the icing of the cake when it comes to the garden, right? Holly, you've been working hard out there in the sun with me. Any sort of insight on the hard work that we've been putting in? And maybe you could tell us why we should work hard.
Well, I think hard work makes us stronger. I feel like my muscles are stronger after we ripped out the old dying ground cover.
Yes.
You need a lot of muscles for that.
Being out in the sun helps your tan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it gives you lots of good vitamin D. So that's a good thing about working hard outside. You also get a good result, which makes you feel good. Hard work makes you feel better about having a fun break. And the yard looks really good after all of our effort.
I think it was 2 solid weekends, wasn't it, of work to really to work really hard and to make it look great. So there is a little bit of a lesson here that just kind of came to mind. We worked really hard on our garden, and Scotland was out there helping us periodically as well, in between snacks and whatever else you were up to, playing with the neighbor kids, right? But she was out there. But the lesson, I think, is sometimes keeping up with the work means that you don't always have to work hard. But there's sometimes, like we started the garden and did a little bit every year, we wouldn't get to 5 years down the track and feel like, oh, now we have to work really hard.
That's right.
For 2 whole weekends.
That's right.
So that's just a little side note there to hard work, that maybe doing a little bit every day on something can help you instead of trying to do it all in one hit. But there are times you just have to work hard, and hard work can look different. What different ways, Scotland, can we work hard? There's the physical, where we're outside and Daddy's got the shovel and we're digging holes and dirt's flying everywhere. That's a physical hard work, but there's other types of hard work, right? You want to tell us about some ways or areas where you've worked really hard?
Sometimes I clean my room.
Sometimes. I agree with that. Sometimes. Maybe not often enough, but
no, that's a good example of doing a little bit every day instead of letting it get really, really messy and doing it all at once.
That's right. So Scotland, you have a clean room and you've put all your stuffies in special places. And you invited me in the other day, and what did you say? Welcome to
Stuffy World.
Stuffy World. That's right. And first 3 visitors were free, and now she charges $5 to go to Stuffy World.
Or a bedtime story.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so cleaning our room is an area we can work hard.
I know an area you've worked hard.
What?
But you might not know you've worked hard because it seems like fun. Your piano. Yeah.
You know who else has worked hard on their piano? TCR.
That is correct. I practice piano every day, even though I only have 2 claws.
Yeah, that's right. So TCR is a hard worker. Okay, so we can work hard physically. We can work hard mentally, which might be working hard to read a book for school.
I had to learn logic this year for the first time, formal logic, and that was very hard work for my brain.
Yeah. Now, logic for myself and maybe some of our listeners might not know exactly what that is, or might need you to just sort of explain what. Tell us the logic behind logic.
Logic is a science, I would say, that helps us to evaluate the truth or falseness, how true or how false a statement is. So whether or not, when someone makes a statement, whether or not you can trust that statement to be true.
Right. Yes. Helps our discerning abilities. Is that correct?
Yes.
Discerning if something is true or false. Is that a good nutshell explanation?
Yes. And there's lots of different tools that we can use to do that. And so I was learning some of those tools.
Okay. And that stretched you right? So
Definitely.
you grew, not physically, but your brain kind of stretched, your understanding grew.
Yes.
And so you put in hard work. And the great thing about hard work is almost every time hard work produces a result. So Scotland, what was the result of you working hard and cleaning your room? What was the end result?
I think it was my hangers.
Okay, so you straightened up your closet. The end result is that you have a really nice place to hang out. You have your little teepee tent there that you could read books, and you have all your toys. You know where everything is, so you're organized. And so that's the result of hard work. So if I said, hey, go find your crayon book, you would know exactly where it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know you do, because you said, let's read that book, and you knew exactly where it was last night.
That's wonderful. What a good reward for having a clean room, knowing where your books are.
So Scotland, let's get your insight on this, because you're 6. We are not 6. What ways, what areas might we encourage boys and girls everywhere listening all over the world, oh my goodness, as they get ready for bed, different ways that they might be able to work hard to get a good result on something? Do you have any ideas?
Any ideas on what?
Tell us some areas, other than cleaning your room, let's do this. Tell us other areas where you may have worked really hard in your life.
I work hard on coloring.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a fun thing. Okay, that's a great point. I'm going to talk about that. That hard work doesn't always have to be something that's not enjoyable. How's that?
Oh, that's a good point.
I know you love learning logic, Holly. That was very enjoyable for her. But coloring, you work hard on a hobby or a project. We work hard on this podcast, and it doesn't feel like work, but it's something where we are producing something. We are producing a result. And hopefully everyone out there loves listening to us as they get ready for bed each and every night. So hard work produces results. It doesn't always have to be something we don't enjoy. And strangely enough, and I say this as an adult, and I know I wouldn't have enjoyed doing gardening when I was a younger person, but I really enjoyed working hard and getting the result to have a beautiful garden at our house. And so that's what hard work is. So perhaps you can email us. We have an email address at goodnight@goodnightscotland.com. If you have an area where you've worked really, really hard, it could be a picture you've drawn, a picture you've colored, could be a clean room, could be clean teeth, could be many, many things. But you can perhaps email us and tell us the things that you've worked hard at. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, we are at Goodnight Scotland. And if you don't know what Instagram is, that's perfectly okay. We can leave it that way. But we're there if and when you want to find us there. And if you'd like to support this podcast, we have information on that in the description box below. And we want to thank you guys listening. Any final words of wisdom from you, Scotland? She is yawning. Must be close to her bedtime. Is it close to your bedtime?
No.
That's the answer all the time. Is it? Could be midnight. Is it close to your bedtime? No. You know, funny. I saw a little boy at the airport. He was on the shuttle bus, so I just flew to Florida to see my brother. Little side story here. And there was a little boy. I was flying back in at, I don't know, midnight, 12:30, and I jumped on a shuttle bus, and I said to him, it must be past your bedtime. And I said, do you know how I know it's past your bedtime? And he said, how? I said, I know it's past your bedtime because it's past my bedtime. And so I use logic, didn't
Yes.
I?
If it's past my bedtime, then it must be past your bedtime.
He was just a little guy.
Is true.
So we thank you guys so much for listening today. Perhaps think of some areas where you can work hard to get a good result.
I have something to add. If the boys and girls everywhere aren't convinced that hard work is going to be good for them, how about a story in the days to come about hard work?
Have you got one in mind?
I do.
Okay.
It's a surprise. I'll just have
A surprise story. Well, you can surprise us as well, so we can be surprised on our own podcast. That would be a nice change. So, thank you guys, boys and girls everywhere. You want to say goodnight to everyone in Scotland?
Good night.
Thank you for listening. Good night, boys and girls everywhere. And of course, good night, Scotland.